Your best friend is in the psych ward because she believes in vampires. What do you do? Hey everybody, welcome to the D. Louise book series. I'm Kristina, Kristina. I read books, I talk about books. That's all I do. There's no special effects. I'm sorry about the poor lighting. I'm sorry about the poor audio. It's just me reading books, talking books. And today, we're going a little Christmas. All I want for Christmas is a vampire. It's the Christmas season, and we want a vampire for Christmas. So, as you may or may not know, you're on my notes. Okay, so we started with how to marry a millionaire vampire. And Shannon was in the witness protection program working as a dentist. And Roman Dragonisky is the leader of the good vampires. And there's the bad vampires, which are the malcontents. The good vampires you feed out of blood bags and stuff like that. So we talked about all that in the first book. And then when Shannon got engaged to Roman, Shannon's father, who was head of the CIA at stake team, he had one of his guys go undercover, and that was Austin. And Austin met Darcy as they filmed The Bachelors. Arose anyone? And then we had Be Still My Vampire Heart, when Emma, a member of the same team that Austin's a part of the CIA at stake content or organization apart, or whatever that's what they're called. They're called the At Stake Squad. Emma was also one of the members, and she was into killing all the vampires she could get. And when she learned about the malcontents versus the good guys, she ended up falling in love with Angus. And then we went a little further. We had John Luke, who was a famous fashion designer, and he was going to have one last fashion show before going under for 25 years so that he could wait and come back as his son, because the human population, they can't know that they don't age. So Heather Westfield fell in love with John Luke in here. So now, before I forget, at the end of this, because the Russian vampires were coming after Roman's family, Ian, who had been like 15, he's been 15 for 500 years, he took a stay awake drug so he could help the vampires during the daytime and protect them. And because he took the drug for 12 days, he aged 12 years and he went into adulthood. And now that Ian has reached adulthood, he's ready to find a relationship. And as you know, from the end of this one, Vamps in the City, the ladies in Roman's harem that he never used decided to leave. They were allowed to go, and they found themselves a nightclub. And Vanna is the leader of the nightclubs, and Ian goes to Vanna and wants her to give him advice on how to meet women, someone he could love and cherish. And so Vonda suggests that they put him up on a dating service, an online dating service. So then he wants to find a mate, and she puts the dating service is called Single in the City, and he gets over 400 replies during the day, and that means that they're not vampires. there was a secret code. I know I wrote it down. Roman. Oh, I enjoy life to its fullest. If they put that at the end of their uh, profile, that means that they were vampires. So Roman is with Shannon, and Jean-Luc is with Heather. So Wanderers set this up, and like I said, he got over 400 hits. And so because Ian has grown, he's an adult now instead of a kid, he will be promoted to head of security at Rome Tech. And then someone breaks into the house, and apparently it's their new security tech checking out stuff. And so Ian tackles her, and when all the confusion is put aside, blah blah blah, he's in love. He's totally, absolutely in love. And the next day, while he's dead and she's guarding him, he gets the 400 phone calls, and she takes his messages and writes them all over his body because he's laying there in the bed half nude. So she's really ticked off. And then we meet Howard Burr, who's the new supervisor at Rome Tech. And then we also meet Carlos, who has a secret that will be revealed later, is a friend of Tony's. And the reason Tony got in with the vampires was because her friend Sabrina was attacked in the Central Park by the malcontents, and now she's believing in vampires, and her family has locked her up in a psychiatric ward, and they are keeping her totally, absolutely sedated. And their biggest reason for doing all this is because she's an heiress to $85 million, and they want control of her trust fund because they're going broke. So that's another reason to lock her up. So Tony is totally obsessed with getting her out. And I keep going, well, tell Ian, tell Ian, tell Ian, tell Ian. And she's not. She waits and she waits and she waits. So, like I said, Tony's kind of pissed off because she took all those messages. In the meantime, we learn that the Russians are back. Jedrick, he's the new Russian American leader, and he realizes is that the reason they were defeated in the last book, in Jean-Luc's book, was because they were awake during the daytime. So now he knows and understands that he's got to get his hands on whatever it is they took to stay awake. So Tony is taking care of her trying to find her best friend Sabrina in the mental ward. And then Tony finds the black pages, and it's filled with vampire. It's like the yellow pages only for vampires, and it's called the black pages. I thought that was cute. And Carlos goes to check out Dr. Proctor and finds out that he's, running out of money and he's in hock. And then Corky, the reporter or TV host for the Digital Vampire Network, wants to do a story on Ian because of the aging thing. But his aging thing is supposed to be a secret, but obviously it just encourages more followers. And so it's later discovered that Shannon's son with Roman has special powers. So you have to read the book to find out what those are. So they go to Tony and Carlos. She still hasn't told Ian yet. Go to Shady Oak to try and rescue their friend, and they don't do such a good job. So then Ian goes to Wanda's club and sees Jedrick has found a way in, and he's taken one of the harem ladies as hostage. And then Ian tells Tony about Jedrick and all the bad stuff that's happened, and that how the formula for the thing is locked up in a vault, so it's pretty safe. So Jedrick invades the townhouse and destroys it, rips up beds, destroys it like that, trying to search for the formula or the drug or whatever the hell it is. Tony goes back to Shady Brook again. Good Lord. She keeps going back, and it's driving me crazy that it takes her almost all the book to finally tell Ian, that Tony finally tells Ian what's up, and he helps her get Sabrina out, and then they got to detox Sabrina, and Howard's real identity is revealed. Carlos's real identity is revealed. So I can see some more stories coming out of those. And Ian does a number on Dr. Proctor to tell him to stop looking for Sabrina, and he fixes all that situation. But to find out what happens if Tony finally accepts Ian, and if what Howard's real identity is, what Carlos's real identity is, because I didn't trust Carlos in the beginning, but then he just grew on you because he was like her automatic best friend. So you've got to check it out. All I Want for Christmas is a Vampire, and please hit the like and subscribe to let me know I'm doing a good job. It's all I've got, so it's the best thing if you could just show me that you like what I'm doing, and please hit the like and subscribe. Thank you.